in my opinion, the dark horses, or the favourites perhaps, to maybe give Japan a good run for their money in the final. They were outstanding against Uzbekistan. And not just because Uzbekistan were a minnow, but because China just played complete sevens rugby, showed us all the skills. So who will go through to face Japan in the final? Thailand are here, courtesy of beating Sri Lanka 17-0 in their quarterfinal. Straight away, the Chinese have the ball. Let's see what they can do. Sloppy bit of play there. I've already seen more mistakes in this game from China than we did against Uzbekistan in the quarterfinal. Coach Ben Gollings would have been delighted with that performance. Look at those passes. That one's gone forward. But again, they're very confident to chuck these big 10-metre passes.
So Japan will be leading either one of these teams who are playing now, China or Thailand. That will be the Women's Cup final at 18:45.
No, I'm fine, thanks. So first scrum of the match, and these powerful Chinese front rowers will try and give these Thais a nudge. Look how low they get, that front row of China. Great technique. Where it comes from Yu to Chen, out to Danger Woman Huang. Look at that, very athletic stuff, blasting through the Thai defence. They swing it back this way, but can they work the overlap here? Yang out to Zhao, and look at that, beautiful hands side to side, and that's what I'm talking about. Beautiful stuff from China. They take a 5-0 lead against Thailand in this Cup semi-final. There she goes, running in, an easy run, and that's what good teams do. They work the overlap. A lot of teams end up letting the defence slide across and they run out of room, but Yang just straightened that slightly for Zhao. And beautifully kicked, but off the upright from Yu. She struck that incredibly well. So it's China 5, Thailand 0. Here we go again. They've mastered these restarts, and that one's gone deep. This time down to the 22, and it's bounced out. So it'll be a defensive line out for Thailand on their 22. Jutamas to throw it in. Not straight, unfortunate. Rasami went up there and took that very athletically. It wasn't straight, so it'll be a scrum China. More pressure for Thailand. Zhao thought about the blind side before she thought better of it, and here goes Huang. She's in, she's out, she puts the steps on Rasami, and eventually Rasami comes back and gets her. That's good defence. after being deceived initially. And now the Thais have coughed it up. There's some very aggressive defence from both sides over there. Look at this, how they swing it wide. And the big searching wide one over the top to Yang. And look at that, that's wonderful use of the space. Cracking stuff from Yang and the China team, and they go up 10 points to 0. And there's someone down on the far side. Another player down, looking hurt, and the kick is over. Yang converts her own try, and it's 12 points to 0 now. Let's have a look at that beautiful long ball and straight running, and around she goes, and very hard to defend against. It's Uttampon, number 9 for Thailand, who's still down on the far side. She looks okay though. She's sitting up. She's clutching her head. Another head clash maybe. Here come the stretches again. They've been heavily worked today and yesterday. 3 stretches yesterday, a couple today. There's one of those beautiful restarts, but they're in front of the kicker this time. Eagle-eyed Japanese referee having none of that. This is Jutamas with the ball. She taps, she goes, she gives it back on the inside to Kanjanapon. This is good work from the Thais. What can they put together now? Chichanok, hold, stop, steps, goes out wide. She's taking on Zhao. She's going to go all the way. Beautiful work from Jutamas. She's in. It's Chichanok. Beautiful reply by Thailand. 12 points to 5. Magical bit of one individual play there from number 7, Chichanok Yustri. Here she goes. She stops it. She steps. And look at that. She takes on Zhao, gives her a bit of her own medicine with an in and out swerve, and she just gets a finger on it. Beautiful comeback from Thailand. Classic. Excellent conversion, but falling short and a bit to the left. And there's still time for a restart, says referee. So here we go. 12 points to 5. Thailand not out of this. Jutamas, Woodcat with the restart. She goes long this time. Trapped between the legs, and danger straight away. Gives it back. And here we go down the flank already. She's going to go all the way from here. It's number 10, Huang, Lily Huang. She's opening the legs up. Prolific scorer for this Chinese team, and what a way to reply for China. And she's just going to walk it in there. And the referee gives her a bit of a chat on the way down there. And that's her 6th try in this tournament, Lily Huang, 17 points to 5. She's the leading try scorer, Lily Huang, along with Korachek from Kazakhstan. Straight from the kickoff, they spot the space and they work it to the space. Really good sevens rugby. Over she goes. And it's 19 points to 5. Good display from China in this second cup semi-final. The winner of this will go on to face Japan in the cup final later today. There we go, 19-5. Second half to come.
Drop pick up. Oh.
So here we go, getting underway for the second half of this second cup semi-final here in Colombo. And China showing some true class with 3 tries. Thailand getting one of their own. It's 19 points to 5. Joining me is international superstar referee Mike Adams from Scotland. G'day, Mike.
How are we getting on, Grant? You well?
Yeah, it's starting to warm up in here. You've got a bit of time spare before your next game. How have you enjoyed refereeing here in Colombo?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's my first time in Sri Lanka. Brought the weather. Obviously not from Scotland, but yeah, it's pretty hot out here.
I guess as referees, you're glad these games are only 14 minutes long. Wouldn't it be nice to referee a full 80 minutes here?
Yeah, it would be pretty torturous, I'd imagine. There's a few guys that have been over here before and had to referee some 15s games, and they say it gets pretty terrible after the first half hour.
Yeah, it does indeed. So Thailand have an early scrum, and they get shunted by this big Chinese front row, but they still get it back under some pressure now, and the sweeper's not there. Oh, what happened out here? The chasing winger has just fallen over, unforced error, and a little tippy toe on the line there from Lee, and spotted by Eagle Eye referee Eunice. Where's Eunice from?
She's from Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. She's having a good tournament. What brings you down to this tournament anyway, Mike, to participate in this Asian Sevens series?
I got an invite from the referee manager, Alan Whitcomb, just to see if I was available to come down, and yeah, I was delighted to get a wee call up to come over and referee down here.
Penalty going to Thailand there, and away comes Asami, blasting her way through. This is Jutamas. In goes Kanjanapon, and look at this, they've got numbers. Oh, they've blown it though. They had an overlap, it was coming, and Chichanok has thrown a shocker, a hammy buster, and that's a shame. They really needed to be next to score here to stay in touch with this Chinese side. Oh, there we go, and it was, she could have taken it, but she thought, I'm not pinging my hammies for that. That could have brought it back to within a score. Tong feeds the ball in, and away they come, but do you often get a chance to referee the women's sevens at all?
No, this is my first experience of refereeing international women's. It's a bit different from the men's, but no, I really enjoyed refereeing the women's.
Yeah,
I think their game's come a long way in the last 5 to 10 years, and their standards really high now.
Absolutely. Look at some of these athletes, especially in this Chinese team. They are big, they're fast, they're strong, and I don't know if you saw the earlier game, the quarterfinal against Uzbekistan, but they put on a masterclass, in my opinion. Just Ben Golling's influence there, obviously. And here we see Thailand tracking back. And that's good work from Chichanok. She's done well there to take a valuable 5 metres so her players could get behind her, but she held on to it. The Chinese got busy on her on the ground, and this is Tong. Liu, a bit scrappy now for China. Good defence from Thailand, come illegally over the top now, and it's very messy. It's not the performance, the polish that we saw from the quarterfinal, but that's somewhat down to the dogged determination of the Thai defence. They're like Rottweilers. Okay, we've got just under 3 minutes remaining, and there's another fumble. I've seen more fumbles by this China team in this one game in the previous day. Here come the subs. So how long have you been on the World Series, Mikey?
This will be coming up for my second full season. I did a couple of tournaments at the end of 13-14, and then did the full series season 14-15, and I'm doing the 10 tournaments again this year. So yeah, really looking forward to it. Getting back on the road or on the plane.
Must be a good gig.
Yeah, it's really enjoyable. Good bunch of referees that we're with.
And from a scrum, Thailand have been forced backwards 10 metres, and it's a scrappy-do affair here. Finally, some clean ball, and away comes Kanlayarat, inching their way forwards. They really have to be next to score if they want to stay in this game. Trailing by 14. That's Chichinok, she's the playmaker. Good bit of footwork there. Steaming up on the inside is Kanlayarat. They get organised now. Turn to custard there for a little bit. Awkward bounce and a good little toe through. And here is Supansa. She's got 3 on her. Oh, and she gets thumped to the ground. And in comes the referee to say, you held on to that, and you can't do that, and it's a penalty. Who's this referee here, Mike?
This is Taku. Taku is from Japan, also in the World Series. So we'll be doing, I think he's doing six tournaments in the upcoming World Series. A good ref coming out of Japan.
It's an awful kick that didn't find touch if that was her intention, and back come Thailand with less than a minute remaining. So the game is all but over now for Thailand. They may get one more consolation, but they're not going to win this, and it's going to be China who's going to go through to face Japan in the final a little later today. That'll be at 6:45 this evening. Once the sun's gone down, maybe it rains again. And yet again, the medics are coming on with the stretcher. Look at this. 3 times in half an hour. That stretcher's getting a damn good workout this afternoon. And look how quick the team's out there. Like grease lightning. But who's down? We hope they're okay. Didn't see what happened there. I was busy gassing. That's probably about the 6th or 7th stretcher we've seen over these 2 days. Such is the fierce contact that we've seen, and maybe this heavy ground, I don't know. It is quite heavy out there, do you find that?
Yeah, the ground's, it's a good surface. I think after the bit of rain yesterday, it softened it a bit. But now it's really nice to run on. Grass is nice and short. Really promotes some good running rugby.
And that's a very quickly executed move from the stretcher team, probably their best to date. Literally 90 seconds there that took, so hopefully that's not serious. And there must be a room full of injured people under that stadium over there. Now it's Thailand. I think time is up on the clock. It's referee's time. And there's another Japanese referee in the background there, Kawasaki-san. She's had a good tournament, Mike.
Yeah, she's been refereeing really well. Another good referee to come out of Japan.
Look at this, the gas around the outside from number 9, Jang. Oh, what a spectacular tackle there. Fantastic. And look at this from Thailand. The time's up, but they don't care. They want to get one against China here. Get their second try. If they come this way, they've got a numbers gap. Oh, look out. The retreating Chinese winger thought she was going to lamp someone from behind, but China also could just kick it out and save themselves for the final, but it doesn't seem to be the culture of Sevens rugby. It hasn't been the performance we saw against Uzbekistan, but good enough to muscle their way past Thailand. And just kick it out, would you? Here goes Zhao. And Zhao has got no opposition as Stanaporn. Oh, look, it's bobbling all over the place. The rugby ball. Oh, that could have been a knee there. Ouch. Down goes Stanaporn. And Thailand again gets, oh, huge hits. It's like this is like the final. Gosh, there are players down. And that was a massive hit there. Number 6, Lee is down. each side determined not to bring this game to a close. Oh, and the fingertips can't get hold of her. Away goes number 9, Jang, and what an exciting last 2 minute sequence there. It's as if that was the final and they were all tied up. Beautiful stuff, Mikey.
Yeah, no, it was great. I think going back to that quarterfinal they had against Uzbekistan, I think their skill level in that game and their offloading game was one of the best I've seen in women's rugby. I think they scored every opportunity they could get in that game. I was reffing that game as well, so they did well.
I was going to ask you, do you get much time to admire the rugby, or are you too busy working like a machine trying to calculate what needs to be done?
I think when you're on the pitch, you've got different things to worry about. But if there's time in the game and if it's open play, then yeah, you get to admire some of the offloading game that's on display.
Good stuff. So there we go. China 24, Thailand 5, and Thailand will play Hong Kong for the 3rd and 4th playoff. China will go through to face Japan, and I'm not sure what that means for the series.